So now let's talk about this. I've been wondering all week, like I've been really trying to narrow down a prediction. Like, who do I think is going to win between Fury and Usyk? Now, I'm going to give you my keys to victory for who I think is going to be able to do it. So, let's start like this. The card's going to start at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the main event walk times are approximately 6 p.m. Eastern. It's a long card. If it says 6 p.m. Eastern, that means they're probably not going to get into the ring until like 6:15, 6:30. You know, the zone likes to have a lot of filler in between their fights. It's going to start at 2 a.m. Australian Eastern Time and end for 8 p.m. for those guys. There are 4 fights in particular that I'm really interested in on this card. For one, obviously, the main event. This fight here is very intriguing. We did an in-depth preview on this. Mairis Briedis versus Jai Opetaia. Briedis hasn't fought since July of 2022 when he broke the jaw and pretty much disfigured the face for eternity of former IBF world champion Jai Opetaia. This is the chief support of the undercard. They had 3 press conferences today. One for like the prelim fights, one for the main fights. By the way, let's listen to what he has to say.
And all the best. 2 years in the making.
This is important for you to listen to because here's the dynamic. Opetaia stopped his last 2 opponents since he's been back. He had his jaw wired shut. He had his mandible. In fact, let me show you his x-ray just to give you a glimpse of how he got, you know, how he, like the problems he was dealing with. So I don't know if you can see this clearly, but he had his jaw broken in 2 places. Drinking out of a straw for 4 months or so. That can affect a fighter on how they fight. Now, Opetaia is a mover in there. He's a very highly skilled fighter. It was one of the upsets of the year in 2022 when he won that IBF title off of Mairis Briedis. Mairis Briedis has never been stopped, and leading up to the fight, Mairis Briedis was whoring himself out to try to get the Jake Paul fight, making a rap song. No bullshit, he did. Made a rap song, got a tattoo of Jake Paul on his thigh. For what? I don't know how. What does that mean? Dressed up like Mario. So a lot of people, including myself, we didn't think that he was taking Jai Opetaia seriously. Jai Opetaia started outboxing him. He did outbox him the first 6 rounds. But then when Briedis turned it on, as you can see, he damn near tore the bottom half of Jai Opetaia's face off. But here's the thing. He's now 39 years old, Mairis Briedis. So how do you look at that? Me personally, I don't look at 39 years old being old in boxing anymore. I look at that as you being in like the twilight of your prime. That's how I view it. I look like it like you're in the twilight of your prime. 28-2 of 20 KOs. The Latvian police officer, that's what he did, you know, outside of boxing. World Boxing Super Series winner at cruiserweight. 2-time participant. Junior Dorticos, Krzysztof Glowacki. Usyk, that was a close fight, as you can see. One of the cards had it a draw. I covered that fight. The video's here on the channel. Mike Perez, Marco Huck. He's been a long-time cruiserweight, highly experienced. So how do you look at that layoff? Do you look at it as, okay, he had a little bit of an injury, you know, healing the body. Can he be fresh? He's taking Opetaia seriously now. Opetaia, his competition, well, he had his jaw broken, but before Mairis Briedis, there was nothing there. All he has is Mairis Briedis of note on his resume. And what that means, to me at least, is like Briedis wasn't taking you seriously. You won the first 6 rounds. Then when he found out he was down, he came and damn near broke your face off. I gotta give Briedis a chance. So how is he going to box in that ring? Yeah, he's knocked out his last two opponents, lower level opponents. Both of them highlight real knockouts, 1-4, one in the second and one. He wasn't even ranked Ellis Zorel. That's why he was stripped of his title. So clearly lower level competition. So how is he going to react when he gets hit? Is he going to get on his nice, shiny new bike? Start dancing around the ring? That's his best bet. But Briedis has shown he can also box, and he's a very competent pressure fighter. This is coming from a guy that's covered at least 5 Briedis fights and seen many of them. So he is no slouch. Let's go listen to a little bit of the press conference.
Let's first speak to Kalle Sauerland. Kalle, of course, he's very much your man here, Mr. Briedis. State your case. How is he going to get his belt back?
Well, first of all, congratulations to everyone involved in putting on this very historic event. His Excellency, Dr. Khan, Queensbury Match, from all the promoters involved. But just look at the first row down here. Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, and 25 years ago, gentlemen, we run it back this weekend. That's a big round of applause, because they're sitting there. That's history. That's what they're making this weekend. But it's also the reason why a gladiator like Mairis Briedis, not one-time world champion, not two-time world champion, but three-time world champion, is on Saturday night going to absolutely state his case why he's the cruiserweight to beat. Jai Opetaia very much being hyped in the build-up to this, and totally get that. Watch the first fight back. The older man, he didn't win the first 6 rounds. He batted him pillar to post in the second 6 rounds. So the age argument goes out the window. We've got a fantastic cruiserweight battle Saturday night. Cruiserweight's a division that always throws up some amazing fights. I was lucky enough to promote the Usyk versus Briedis war. And, you know, obviously Usyk went on to unify the division at cruiserweight. But this division throws up some of the greatest battles in boxing, and Saturday night will be another one.
Thank you, Kalle. Let's bring in Mairis Briedis. This is a big moment for you. This is a rematch, 2 years in the making. You did so well in the last fight. Of course, you broke Jai Opetaia's jaw. How are you going to get the job done on Saturday? How are you going to get that belt back?
Salam alaikum, Riyadh. Hello, everyone. Hello, VIP guests, and all the best for everybody who comes here. First of all, I want to say thank you, Turkey Al Sheikh, for organizing this tournament. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here. And I think all the boxers who is in this boxing show need to say thank you, Saudi Arabia. And Holyfield, Mr. Holyfield is very smart when they fought with Mike Tyson, and when Mike Tyson bite his ear, then he make big business. And when we fight with Jai, and I fight and I crush his jaw, and I don't have so good managers who can bite these many jaws. But okay.
Okay, thank you, Mairis.
He's trying to talk shit in broken English.
Jai Opetaia there. Do you have a message for Jai Opetaia?
For Jai Opetaia, really, I have big respect, because when we fought, I see real warrior in the ring, how he can fight with this big injury, and yeah, just big respect, and I hope in the ring win who is stronger, who is the best boxer. That's why good luck for both of us.
Thank you very much. Let's bring in Jai Opetaia.
Briedis completely altered the way that Opetaia talks for the rest of his life. Even his bone structure is different.
Opetaia, a respectful tone there from Mairis Briedis.
I think Briedis did get his nose broke, if I remember.
What's changed between then and now? What's going to happen on Saturday?
Man, I feel like a whole different version of myself now. You know, I've picked it up a few levels. You know, I'm 28 now, just rolling into my prime. I feel like I'm the next generation of greatness coming through. You know, I look around and I see greatness everywhere, and I'm honored to be in front of them. But it's my time now. I feel the next generation of greatness, and I told him that last fight.
I've heard you say, Jai, that
yeah,
probably gone
Briedis'
from a boy
nose
to a
was
man.
broken, confirmed.
So with that in mind, do you think you can hurt him and knock him?
I definitely feel a lot stronger, but the knockout punches come. We just got to fight smart, stick to our game plan, and do what we do best, and that's box.
Fantastic stuff. And he had quite a respectful message to you. Do you have one to Mairis Briedis?
I've got nothing disrespectful to say to Briedis. You know, I always say everywhere we go, we earn respect, we don't disrespect. So Saturday night, we earn the respect again.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much, Mairis.
Oh yeah, my bad. No, that was my fault. So what I was saying was, Mairis Briedis hasn't showed us anything outside of, you know, maybe him not taking Opetaia seriously leading up to the fight by whoring himself out to try to fight Jake Paul, making a rap song, getting a tattoo, dressing up like Mario. But then once he started taking Opetaia seriously, he broke his jaw. And if you notice, is it me or does like Opetaia, the way he talk, like kind of like seems like, you know, he has a hard time talking still. Like it seems like a struggle a bit, like he be just trying to force the words out. Maybe that's just me reading into things a little bit too much. But the point I'm trying to make is Opetaia doesn't want to sit there and get his chin checked to try to check his chin against Mairis Briedis. He wants to keep moving. That's his best bet.
He gave you a hard fight for your first fight. What's changed between then and
Look,
now?
doesn't seem like
What's
he got
going to happen on Saturday?
It seems like he's got to gear up to talk.
Man, I feel like a whole different version of myself now. You know,
I bet you are.
Up a few levels. You know, I'm 28 now, just rolling into my prime. I feel like I'm the next generation of greatness coming through. You know, I look around and I see greatness everywhere. And
I've seen interviews before, though.
But it's my time now. I feel the next generation of greatness, and I told him that last fight.
No, I've seen past interviews of him, but yeah, we're going to talk about that tomorrow during the weigh-in. By the way, I'm going to be here streaming after the weigh-in. I don't know if they're having a ceremonial weigh-in or a full weigh-in. But here's the card. Usyk versus Fury. Joe Cordina versus Anthony Cacace for the IBF and IBO. A fight that I'm interested in is Agit Kabayel versus Frank Sanchez. You can't tell me Frank Sanchez is 31 years old. Not trying to believe it. Isaac Lowe taking on Hasbullah Akhmedi. Sergey Kovalev taking on Robin Safar. Moses Tuma taking on, I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. But the fights that I'm interested in the most is obviously the main event, Fury Usyk. Cordina Cacace. Opetaia versus Briedis, Kabayel versus Sanchez, Kovalev versus Safar. Kovalev is also at the cruiserweight now. He's in cruiserweight division. It's going to be on pay-per-view here in the States, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern. Main event is supposed to start at 6 p.m. approximately, so about 6:15, 6:20, 6:30. It's going to be a long card. By the way, you can't tell me. Here, let me show you. Let me show you something real quick. You can't tell me that this Frank Sanchez bloke is 31 years old. I don't want to believe it. I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to believe it. Where he at? Look, he 31. Y'all believe it? I believe he's 31. That means he was 26 5 years ago. Y'all think he was 26 5 years ago? Anyway, moving on. So a lot of the talk been this week is about like how Tyson Fury's been looking, like the weight. For example, let's go watch him come out to the stage. Are they all up there? No. There's been some concerns about, like, well, wait a minute, you know, did he lose too much weight?